Well, it's just an update video for the status of the Dundee Stack Liesure Park Odeon Cinema, the demolition. It's the Wednesday the 19th of October 2022, and I'm just going to show you how far on they've came on with the demolition of the cinema. They've certainly got on quite a bit since it was last year. So I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you the footage I'm going to take of it. So this is the Stack Liesure Park in Dundee. Odeon Cinema used to be. you haven't seen videos before and you're wondering what's going on with this, they're knocking this Odeon Cinema down to build another Home Bargains. At present, there's a Home Bargains where the old Zap Zone, or Mega Bowl, it was originally the Zap Zone, then it changed to the Mega Bowl and made it eventually into a Home Bargains. And the plan is to demolish this old cinema to build another one. So, but for the demolition, it's there's not an awful lot left. Up there is Harefield Road, and it's stretched originally. If you saw my videos, you would know how big the cinema was, but it's stretched from there right down to the Range car park. So it's just about gone now. I did notice about the technique that they use. They get the big I-beam structure, big structural beam, and they'll use that as a battering ram to break through the walls. So, it's quite an ingenious plan actually. The cinema was built in 1993 and it closed down around about 2001, and it lay derelict for 21 years, and they just started to demolish it at the spring of this year. So I reckon when they built the Cineworld up at the Dundee Leisure Park, which is the bigger cinema, and then they built another Odeon at the other side of the Dundee, at the Douglasfield side, I think because this being a smaller cinema, I'm guessing that's why that one closed down early. And I mean, the Cineworld's got 9 screens. The one at the Douglasfield, I think that's Douglas Mid-Craigie at that end. I think that's got 9 or 10 screens. And I think this one, I remember I went to this one when it was open years ago. I think it was 4 or 5 screens maybe, but it was definitely smaller. And I reckon that's why that's closed down. Why it closed down early. So you might recognise is the design work, the brickwork. It's to resemble the brickwork on the Cox's Stack. So all the buildings that were built in the Cox's Stack have got this sort of brickwork design to resemble Cox's Stack, which is part of the old jute mills back in the late 1800s. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get myself round to the other side of this cinema, and I'll show you the destruction at the other side. And that's Cox's Stack chimney there. You can see the brickwork design on it. There's other buildings there. These were the original jute mills. They're now converted into flats. This whole complex is the Stack Liesure Park. It's now actually called Stack Retail Park when they've done away with all the leisure stuff like the Mega Bowl and made it into shops. The original bingo's still here. Myself around the other side of this, and I'll get the footage over there for you. Right, so I'm just on the west side wall of where the cinema is. And you might get to see this wall come down because the machine there is at the other side. Just the bulldozer is just going to be able to break that wall down, I think. So I'll try and get that on film if I can for you. But you can certainly see how far it's progressed anyway. Because it's stretched all the way. Originally started there, and it's now. That's all that's left. So I think by my next visit up here it'll be gone completely. Because it's just hollow, there's nothing in there, that's just open space. That's where the cinema was. So I'm hoping to get that wall coming down in action anyway. To escape before all that dust reaches me. So the only problem is when you're at this side, all that dust that gets into your eyes and everything is just a nightmare. Just got to get on with it. If I want to get the footage, I've just got to get covered in dust. And the wind's blowing this way as well, isn't it? I'll move up here a wee bit. I don't think it's going to make much difference because the wind, as I say, is blowing all the dust my way. I might actually go back to the other side because I don't want all this dust. I've got to go on my shift shortly and I've got to change out of this. I don't want to be covered in dust. I'm just going straight into my shift, so I'm going to try and keep clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back round the other side of that, where I was when it started. It's just too much dust. But I've got the footage anyway of how far it's progressed, the demolitions at this side. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be stopped for lunch or what, I'm not sure. But anyway, I think we'll go around there. So I think that'll do anyway. I've got the update for today. I'll just compile it all and put it out there for anybody who wants to see how far they've got on with the demolition. So I think by the next visit up here it'll be gone though. There's not much left now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Just stay tuned to see what else I put up. Bye for now.